Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? So, wonderful morning. The crops are growing nicely. We've got over here, the little Zeta is busy doing the fertilizer spreading. It's the final coat of fertilizer that's needed for this field. I didn't quite get the lines to line up with what they were exactly last time. So we now have a big strip down the middle of each field, each part of the field, wherever the tractor has been driving. So, as a priority for the next time round, we'll either try to get all of the fertilizing that needs to be done before the crop comes up, or we will find something with care wheels. I mean that one can take care wheels. It's just going to cost a fortune. So anyway, my question for this week is, which front loader would you like me to get with this map? Would you like me to get this Kramer, this one here? Now, I thought that this was an articulated one because it looked articulated. Apparently, it's not. It's regular steering, but it's a central boom on it. So, yeah, the Kramer, or do you want me to get one of the JCB skid steers? One of these. Either one, it doesn't really matter which one, I'll decide afterwards. It's your vote, it's your game. Head to the comment section down below and let me know which one you would like to see me using. I was planning on doing some contracting today, and in particular that big long field there. I thought it'd be really cool if we could harvest that field. However, it got harvested in the middle of the night because, and this is something that I genuinely love about this game, the whole landscape around us is sort of a dynamic, ever-changing landscape. We don't just have our fields that are changing like it used to be. If there's a crop in the field, it will grow and the field will become cultivated and there'll be harvesting done. So all the stages will be gone through. So you can sort of experience a whole lot. So there'll be something needing doing in there. I suspect it'll be ploughing or cultivating or something that'll be need doing in that field. But it's quite a big field. So I'm not sure we'll do that just yet. But before we do that, there's something else that we need to do. Something more important, even than doing a bit of contracting. There's a bit of silage there. Did that fall out, or has it been pushed through, or what? But anyway, I had a little message come up to say that... Oh, no, I don't want to press that. I want to press this one. Our fermenting is 100% done. So if we open the silo now... There we go. Hang on. Oh, yes! Oh, you don't open... It doesn't open the whole silo. This is much... Oh, in real life, in farming, when you open your silo, you open up one end. You only open a little section of it. You don't open the whole thing. Look at this. And then you got more that you can open here. Oh, that is brilliant. So you just open it up in sections. Oh, I genuinely love that. That is superb. Right, we'll have to see if we can take some out there. Unfortunately, I don't have a front loader, and that was my question for the week, was which one do you want me to get? I got the leveler over there, but that only sort of scrapes a bit over. It doesn't actually pick any up. I don't think we can pick up fermented silage with the Pottinger. Let's just take a look. We'll have a look in our garage a minute. Actually, no, we don't. You don't look in the garage. You look in loading wagons. Here we go. Does it take fermented silage? What's this? That's hay. I think that one there is... Oh, hang on. No, there's a way to find out. You go here and you go back and it'll actually tell you what all the different ones are. So you've got farming basics, advanced knowledge, animals, forestry, production, recap. Right, there's those. Grass and hay. So that's grass. That's hay with the little symbol up there. Or it's like that without... it'll look just like that. Straw and chaff. There. Silage and total mixed ration. So that is... Oh, it can take silage. We might be able to use the forage wagon to pick up the silage, and then we can transport it and put it in for the cows. I don't know if this is going to work. I really don't. But it's worth a try. We'll have to put the front of the machine down and pick it up like that, which is not normally the way that you would go about collecting silage from a clamp. But I'd like to get the cows some silage. It's high time that we put some silage in for these cows. So let's go on round. If this doesn't work, we're going to go straight up and we're going to do some work for contracting. And if we take a look here, now you can see where our farm is. We're sort of in the... You can see the flashing light in the middle on the right hand side. We got 14 and 19. I'm thinking that we're going to go for field 20 and field 15 first, because they're small fields, they'll be easy to do. Right, let's come out of cab here. I'm going to have to sort of pull this one up over the clamp, which means I'm going to have to go on to sheeted silage. That is not the way to do it. This doesn't feel right. This is not how you would normally approach a job like this. At least the wheels are spinning. Right, no, it's not doing it. It's definitely not doing... Oh, hang on. Oh, I can move the hitch down and up, can't I? No, it's not picking it up anyway. Right. That is an unacceptable way of doing it, and even the game thinks that is an unacceptable way of doing it. Oops. That is an unacceptable way to treat your forage wagon as well. I know it's a hired one, but you still you need to treat it with a bit of respect, Frith. So we'll just pretend that little bit never happened. We didn't just attempt to pick up silage with our forage wagon while it was actually running on the front. Yeah. Okay, anyway. Let's just take that one off there. Oh, it's gone through the ground again. There's something about that spot there, isn't there? It did this was it last episode? I think it was last episode. Right, I'm going to turn round and I'm going to shunt that forward. I'll tell you what, I will do this a minute and then we can go over and we can see about doing some contracting. Right, we have 2 fields here, which are... Let me just bring up the map. So it's field 15 and field 20. And then just across the road, we've got field 16 and field 21. They're quite long, thin ones. I was thinking these 4, because they're in a, all in a block here, in a group. So we'll go with these 2 first. I reckon that... Well, that one there, I think, is going to be combining. We haven't done any combining on this map yet. So let's take a look at that one. And we'll see which combine we get to use, because... If it's too small, we may not want to do it. This is the Massey Ferguson. With the diamond header on it, we get 21 minutes to do it. Right, let's start. I forgot to check the field price then. I should have checked it so that we could see sort of what difference it makes. It's a noisy beast. Right, let's pull this one out round here. And some of you may recognise this one. This is the one that I bought for my time-lapse map, I think. Is it? Actually, I don't know. It could, because there's a couple of Massey Ferguson combines, isn't there? So it might not be the one that I bought for my time-lapse map. So just ignore everything I've just said, and we'll get started. So we don't have... I mean, the field's not that big. It's given us 21 minutes to do it. Well, 20 and a half minutes. Same difference. Given us a little while to do it anyway. Let's just get this bad boy started up. So what do we got here? A Capello Diamant, and I want to go here, start it up. That'll lower it down as it starts it up. There's a nice working animation on that header. I like that. Let's just back out a bit. Oop. Back out, not go in. So yeah, it's a nice working animation on the header. I like that header. That is really good. The details that they put into some of this stuff now is absolutely incredible. It's brilliant. I love it. Okay, the animation on the header actually working, that is brilliant. It doesn't, you don't have it quite so jarring, whereas previously it was a lot more obvious that that the crop was like disappearing and moving to an animation that was on the header, whereas now it genuinely looks, you can just see it if you look carefully, but it really does look like it's just cutting it and it's sort of getting smaller. It would help if I could drive straight. Let's drive straight, shall we? There we go. Now, we've got the terrain response mod on. The only map that I don't use the terrain response mod for, or the only series, is the time-lapse series, because I think that it just makes it too juddery. But I've heard people saying that it's quite a nuisance that the bigger machines tend to dance around a lot more. But this one doesn't seem to be dancing around very much. She seems fairly reasonable, actually. It's moving around a bit, but it's no more than I would expect a combine to move around. I mean, when I used to drive one, yes, admittedly, I only drove one for one season, but still, it moved around kind of like this. If you were going over tram lines or something, or over rough ground, this would be what you'd expect, and even just moving up and down the fields. So I think at the moment, I haven't found anything yet that I would class as excessive bouncing with that ground response mod, which I'd say was a good thing, actually. Right, let's come into cab, see how we're doing. You can see the movement a lot more in here, and yes, okay, granted, this does seem a teensy bit excessive. It's a bit more than what I would have considered normal, but then when I was with the harvesting of the peas that we did, I have talked about that previously, but because when we're harvesting peas, you've got to run whichever direction the peas are lying down. When you combine peas, the peas are dried and they're on the ground, and they lie pretty much flat. So you've got to go in the opposite direction to whichever the peas are lying, because otherwise you just can't cut them. It's not possible to cut them. So when you're doing the headlands to start with, that's always quite interesting. You've got to sort of go at it from all different angles in order to try and make some sort of credible headland, so you've got room to turn round, and you still end up losing some of the crop. And something that's interesting, most people when they're harvesting peas, they will chop the straw, but pea straw is actually from the dried peas. You bale it up. You don't get a lot of bales to the acre. It's more like acres to the bale, but it's actually very nourishing. It's very good for the animals that eat it. We used to keep some donkeys, and the donkeys would grow very fat if you fed them nothing but pea straw. Extremely fat, in fact. You had to really limit it. You could only give them a little bit of pea straw each day, and that would sort of be their treat. And then for the rest of it, you'd give them grass and whatever else. And generally with donkeys, you could give them just about anything you wanted. We found that with the donkeys, if there was hay that the other animals wouldn't eat, the donkeys would still eat it, and they would still get fat off of it. And I'm not saying that we used to give them bad hay, because we didn't. We did look after our animals, but if you put the hay down, and the other animals just would choose not to eat it because they didn't like it, whereas the donkeys would go along and stuff the lot. So it's not people being cruel to animals when they talk about things like that. It's actually just the animals choosing what they think is right for them, and the donkeys, they literally can eat just about anything and do well off of it, which is, I guess, why the animals are so popular in different parts of the world. Right, this is actually going to take a little bit longer than I thought it would. I was hoping it would be a bit quicker than this. We've been 5 minutes so far, so I'm going to finish doing this mission, because you don't just want to watch me doing this combine. I will finish doing this mission, and then when I've finished it, we will see about what sort of funds we've got, and see about doing a bit more contracting on that field over there. I'm trying to be clever now, doing my own version of the GPS type thing, where they do it in stripes, so that they spend less time turning on the headlands. This one bit is a little bit narrow, but I'm hoping that the others are evenly spaced enough. I've done it entirely by eye. I've sort of guessed my way through. So you see, we're down to 10 minutes left. So we've been combining for 10 minutes so far. And we'll see now when we go into the next strip as to whether I've actually got this right. You can see on the headland here that I turned a bit too sharp. So I've potentially got a piece that I've missed. Oh no, there we go. We've come round there. Right, so now I lift the header and I can go whizzing on round here. It does make it bounce a bit when you go faster like that. But he's doing alright. So if I line up there... And one thing I do like is if you have a look here, if we go right for an aerial shot, you have a look at the header. It does seem to be lining up fairly well with the rows of corn. It's not perfect. It's still not absolutely perfect, but it's a lot better than it was in the last edition of the game. Or at least I think it is. And that does seem to be that each row of corn is going in between the spikes on the headers. And that to me is huge progress. That's absolutely fantastic. I love that. So anyway, that's what I'm trying to do here, and we're nearly finished actually. I don't think it's going to take much longer. Usually you end up sort of leaving one little bit. So I'll finish these last couple of rows, and that will be about it, I think. I think I miscalculated a bit on this particular run. Finished. There we go. So 8,300 euros for the reward and 2,300 for the bonus. That's not too bad. It did get changed, didn't it? There was the update and they drastically reduced the time bonus that you got. So I'm not sure how much that reduced by, but you got the favour thing there that you can sort of work your way up through, and I think you get that one all the way up. I said I didn't know if you got the field for free. I thought that was unlikely. I have had a few people say that they think it actually goes to about 50%, and then that's it. So we won't do that one because we've just combined that field. Let's go and have a look at this field and see what he wants us to do over here. We'll also see if it's the same person that owns it. I don't know if that makes any difference. I guess if you do... that's a different person, so we don't have any favour with him. So I don't know if Fent Vario, the 700... And alright, let's do this one. This one we got 8 minutes for. Should work out quite nicely, I think. So, yeah, I don't know. If you do missions for the same person but in different fields, does that reduce the cost of all of his fields, or does it just reduce the cost of the field that you're working in? Now, that's something that's worth considering. That's actually something that I should look into, I think. I should sort of do some testing on that, or research it, or ask on the forums or something. I need to find that one out, and I will see if I can get you an answer. So remind me, if I better get going because it's actually on the clock, isn't it? Remind me to look that up. If I don't tell you in a future episode soon, I'll tell you in the Goldcrest one on Monday. I will tell you if we can do it, and if I forget to tell you, then please remind me to in the comment section. Or you can just tell me what the answer is in the comment section. That would save me a lot of trouble. And you'll also get your name mentioned. How's that? So if you can tell me before Monday what the answer is to that little conundrum, I will mention your name in the episode, on Monday's episode. And the question is, of course, what... if you do missions for a person in different fields, does it reduce the cost of all of his fields by doing the mission for him in that field, or does it just reduce the cost of the field you do the mission in? Is everybody following me? I think I'm following. I think I understand what I mean, so if I do, then hopefully everybody else does as well. It seems a little slow. I wish they would give us some bigger machinery, you know, something obscenely large to do a little field with. I realise that would kind of spoil the objective and take away part of the fun, but you know, occasionally you just want to hurry up and get the job done. This one's working out quite nice. So you've got two different types of tanker, I think. Although actually I haven't seen another one working. And this one's spraying it from side to side. I've never used a tanker like this. I've never used a tanker that has done this. See it oscillating there, so it spreads it out. It's kind of like the way the old fertilizer spinners used to work. They used to do that. They'd have an oscillating tube on the back, and that's what would spread the fertilizer out. But no, the tankers that I've used, they spray it out onto a plate, and that sort of spreads it out into a fan, and then that arcs back behind the machine. And, oop, I'm missing a slice there. That's going to cost me. I'm going to end up having to come back, and I should stop trying to be clever, and I should just stay behind this one and do it like this. Because otherwise I can't see what I'm doing, and I end up missing pieces. And then you've got to go back over it at the end. Let's come out there. There we go. You've got to be careful that you don't stray too far from the field as well. I do know that much. If you stray from the field, you can end up losing the gear. It will say you've got X amount of time to get back to the field, or they will count it as cancelled. Because people have done, in Goldcrest Valley, you've got the huge, great big field. I don't know if you've got any massive fields in this map. Field 18 is a fair size, I suppose. That's about it, really. There's not a lot of big fields in this map. This map's smaller fields. Goldcrest has got a couple of fields that are really, really big. Field 5 in particular springs to mind. And people doing that one have actually fallen asleep trying to harvest it, because you get like $500,000, I think it is, altogether for harvest and the time bonus on it. $500,000? It must be close to that anyway. Maybe it's $300,000. But anyway, it's an obscene amount of money. You get a huge amount of money for doing it. And people have done it and gotten 3/4 of the way through it and then fallen asleep. And so they've driven off the end of the field, and it said, oh, you've lost your you've driven too far away, and so then they lose the mission. It's all over. It's done. They can't do any more, which must be really frustrating. I don't know if I will ever actually do Field 5 on a mission. I am sort of adopting a policy in my time-lapse series now, and I will talk about that. Well, you'll see talk about that when it comes out tomorrow. But I'm going to do at least 3 missions per field that I want to buy. Now, if doing missions for people affects the price of all of the fields that they own, then that could change how I operate things. But at the moment, that's kind of my plan. I'll do 3 missions in the field before I buy it to bring the price down. I don't think, if I ever actually get as far as buying Field 5 on that map, I don't think I'm going to be doing a mission beforehand. Certainly not a harvesting mission, because it does take hours to complete, apparently. Now, because I've missed a couple of little stripes, it looks like I'm going to actually have to... Yes, I am going to have to go back now and catch them. We got 1 stripe there at the middle, and then I got this stripe here down this side. So let's get this bit first, and then if I got to, we'll go and find a bit in the middle. I think this one will probably be alright. I'm reckoning it's 95% of the field. Thank you so much. 3,500 plus another 1,000. We get 4,500 euros for that one. Does he have any more for us now? Oh, he does. Ploughing. 40 minutes. No, I'm not going to do ploughing. Well, I'll tell you what, though. 16,000 euros. That's not bad. Yeah, I don't know if I want to plough that with a little 4-furrow plough. I've got to be honest with you. That's not really what I'm looking for in excitement level, because you can't leave the hired help to do it, and when you're ploughing something that size, you really do want the hired help to do it. That's another slurry spreading mission. That would get us 3,000 euros. I'm not going to do any more now, because those are both the same. So, oh, I tell you what, unless we can do one over here. What have we got over here? We got... Let's run. We'll be fine. That field up there... That might be drilling, actually. These are really thin fields. These will be quicker, I think. This will be harvesting. Oh, the Torum. The Torum 760. That's the one that we had in... That gives us 20 minutes to do that one. I think I'm going to do this one. That field is 103,000 euros. And how much is he offering? 7,700 euros. Oh, no, I didn't actually mean to click that one. Let's just take a look at the size of it. It's a fairly long field, isn't it? But, yeah, it might... I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do this mission. I will start doing the mission for the video. And I will finish doing this mission off the video. I will have to finish it. Actually, you've got to do the whole thing, haven't you? You can't stop. I'm committed now, ladies and gentlemen. I am committed. I will have to complete this no matter what, or I'll just lose all the money. And I'm not going to do that. I'm far too stubborn to be doing things like that. So let's come in here and we'll hitch this one up. This one seems to be bouncier than the last combine. He's already... We've hardly moved him at all, and he does seem to be jumping up and down a lot. Right, let's unfold him. And start him up. Now, we want to set the reel at the right height and size. Oh, look at that. You got the rape knives come out. We call them rape knives in this country because it's oilseed rape. Canola knives, you would probably call them in different parts of the world. I don't know what else other people call this crop, because we call it oilseed rape. And in so what do you call it in other parts of the world? That reel goes no higher than that. It goes right down there and there, but it doesn't go any higher. That's not very good at all. You would need that reel a lot higher than that. That would be completely smashing that crop. Because what this crop is it's little pods. And the pods are full of minute, tiny little seeds. They're really, really small. But the problem with it is that the pods, they shatter very easily. And if you got the header right down like that, that's going to just be smashing all the pods right out on the header. We would be losing a lot of crop here. There would be a lot of this being lost, tipped over the front. Actually, I'm thinking if we'll have to bring the reel right back in as tight as we can, so it's as far away from the front of the reel as the header as possible. That's my timer to say that I am out of time. I'm driving all over the place. I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. Unacceptable. Right. So, I will have to finish this one off screen. It's all looking good. It's looking grand. And... come over here. Let's go in cab. See how bouncy. It's a lot bouncier in this combine than it is in the last one, isn't it? There's our canola coming in quite nicely. OSR we call this, or oilseed rape. or rapeseed. But yeah, funny thing is, I never heard of it called anything else before I started playing Farming Simulator. I had no idea that it was referred to as canola in any other part of the world, because even if you look on, if you have ordinary... Oh, hang on a minute. That header has got a whole section on the front. We normally just have rape knives, which is the knife on the side. We don't have normally an extended table on the bottom like that. That's a little bit different. That's not something I've ever seen and used. But I'm guessing actually that's really good, because that's going to stop you losing the crop. That's a nice adaptation. I like that. Anyway, yeah, if you look on, because a lot of vegetable oil is actually made using this stuff, oilseed rape or canola, depending where you're from. And if you look on the ingredients section in the UK for just standard vegetable oil, not sunflower oil, anything like that, but vegetable oil, you will see oilseed rape listed as one of the main components. This is where most of our vegetable oil comes from, is this little tiny black seed that we're harvesting right here. Anyway, that's enough rattling on from me for one day. My question for the week is, which front loader would you like me to get? Would you like me to get a JCB skid steer, or would you like me to get one of these? Why wouldn't it come up? Stop. It's not letting me. Do I need to come out? Oh, right. I do apologise. I cannot show you in the vehicle section, because you can't peruse the vehicles while you're doing a mission. So the Kramer front loader in the front loader section, or one of the JCB skid steers. Which one would you like me to use? I will try to get it as soon as possible. I have had people request that I don't hire or lease every single bit of machinery like so many others are doing. They would like me to try and buy as much as possible. So you're kind of in a position where you do need to lease quite a bit of your machinery. But I will try to limit what I lease as much as I possibly can, and I will try to move towards purchasing it as early as I possibly can. How's that for a deal with you? Unfortunately for the front loader, I do desperately need it. I need to get silage in for the cows, and I need to go and clean up the pigs' feeding area, because they've been eating like pigs and they now have food all over the place. It needs to be tidied up. So I will have to lease that one. It will be the JCB or the Kramer. It's your vote, it's your game. Head to the comment section down below and let me know which one you want. If you've enjoyed this episode, please head down below and give me a thumbs up, give me a like. That would be great. And if you really enjoyed it, please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.